One of the hardest parts of Quran memorization isn't actually memorizing, it's retaining what you've already memorized. It's heartbreaking when you open your mushaf and you realize pages you've worked so hard on are slipping away. But what if I told you that there's one simple routine that could protect your old memorization and help keep you moving forward without spending all day revising? Because we all know that we should revise the Quran regularly, but almost no one is doing it the right way. Most people are missing one crucial step that keeps their memorization strong and progress consistent. Without it, revision feels overwhelming and it's easy to get stuck or fall behind. I came across this method while learning from others and researching online, and today I'll walk you through it step by step so that you can try it too. There are two parts to review: recently memorized review and general review. I'll show you exactly what these mean, how to set them up, and I'll even give you a real life example timetable so that you can start today. Let's start with the recently memorized. This is everything that you memorized in the last 1 to 4 weeks. Think of it as your fragile section. It's still fresh in your mind, but it still needs daily attention to make sure that it sticks. You'll read pretty much the same portion every day for that whole period. Now, the exact amount is up to you. Some people choose the last 10 pages. Some people choose the last 2 weeks of memorization. Some people choose the surah before the surah that they're working on, so their most recent surah, or even the entire last juz that they worked on. The key is that it covers roughly the last 1 to 4 weeks of your memorization. For example, if you decide your recently memorized portion is the last 10 pages, then you'll revise 10 pages every day. And every day when you add a new page or a new half page, you'll drop the oldest page from this set. The next part is general review. General review is everything else you've memorized beyond the recently memorized section. So instead of doing it all at once and every day, like the recently memorized, you put general review on a cycle. So that means every cycle you're revising everything that you've memorized. Some people do a 14-day cycle, some do 7 days. You can choose whatever works for your speed right now. But aim to shorten it over time until you can cover everything in around 7 to 10 days. Before I tell you how to set this system up, I need to warn you of a crucial issue that a lot of people make in their revision system, and it's certainly one that I've made several times myself. One of the biggest reasons I kept falling out of my revision cycle is mistakes. Here's what would usually happen. I would revise a juz and I would have a lot of mistakes, so I would think, I need to stop and perfect this before I move on. And while perfecting is good, here's the problem. When you stop your cycle, you stop revising the other ajza you've memorized, and over time, those other sections start to fade. So here's my advice. In your general review, if you find you have a lot of mistakes, fix as many as you can that day, but still move forward in the cycle the next day. If your cycle is short, 5 to 7 days, then you'll come back to that section very soon anyway, and you can fix more mistakes then. If your cycle is longer, then you might want to take one extra day to review that difficult section again, but try not to let it break your cycle completely. Now, in your recently memorized review, this is where you want to be very strict. If you have a page with a lot of mistakes, don't wait until tomorrow. Repeat it again the same day until you can read it with little to no mistakes. This portion is still fresh, and you want to get it right from the start so that the mistakes don't get baked in. Now you can set up your own system. First, decide your recently memorized portion. This could be the last 10 pages, last 2 weeks of memorization, or even the last 30 days of memorization. The number is really arbitrary, you just pick something that works for you. The important part is to keep it consistent. This should be done every day. The next step is to decide your general review cycle. I would recommend starting with 14 days if you have a lot to cover and not that much time, and then gradually work towards 7 to 10 days. This means if you memorized 10 ajza, you'll be reading about 1.5 ajza per day in your general review. Let's pull all of this together with a real life example. So let's say you've memorized 5 ajza and you're currently in Surah Al-Jathiyah. You decide to review the last 10 pages daily as your recently memorized portion. In this example, let's say you're memorizing 1 page a day. Now, the review cycle is going to start from wherever your recently memorized ends. Your recently memorized ends here on the first page of Surah Al-Fath. So we start our review from the second page on Ayah 10. From here all the way until Surah Al-Nas is 92 pages. So we're going to divide those 92 pages over 7 days. We'll also do one over 14 days so you can have options. So over 7 days, we'd have to revise about 13 pages per day. And this is what that would look like. Over 14 days, we'd have to revise around 7 pages per day. And this is what that would look like. The last thing to remember is that when you start your review cycle over, you need to make sure that you're starting from wherever your recently memorized portion ends. Because as you're memorizing, you're dropping pages from the back. So those pages will need to be added to your general review cycle. So now you have a simple, effective routine to keep your Quran memorization strong and consistent. But if you're still struggling with choosing the right revision method that fits your lifestyle and goals, I have a video that walks you through several different revision methods so you can find the one that works best for your pace and your schedule. You can check it out here.